Hi everyone, I'm Robert Armstrong and I'm the Director of Data Science at Tesco. I've been asked to talk to you today about my journey in data science, as well as the impact that it's having at Tesco. So over the next few minutes, I'm going to answer a few of the questions that have come in, and I hope you find it interesting. I've been with Tesco now for almost 4 years, and over that time, I've had a chance to build a team of more than 50 data scientists and machine learning engineers that are based all around the world. I can also look back over the years and quite neatly track my career progression against the core types of analytics, the four main types of analytics, that ultimately help to bridge the gap between having a source of data and ultimately making a decision and taking an action. I actually started out my career in the telco industry, and it was mainly working on descriptive and diagnostic analytics back then, which was focused on mainly developing reporting and analytics to help answer questions which were really looking backwards into the past and focused on the kind of what happened and why did it happen. That type of analytics helps to partly bridge that gap between data and action, but it still takes quite a large amount of human input and interpretation on top of it to help bridge that gap. During that time, I actually got a lot of opportunity to move around a lot of different teams, including customer insights, customer experience, pricing and propositions and strategy teams. And it was moving around these different teams within the businesses that really gave me an appreciation for how data can be used to drive decision making and the real value that it can bring to a company. Following on from that, I spent a number of years working in the high-tech sector for companies that were based out of Silicon Valley. And it was really, I made the step at that point from purely looking at the descriptive and the diagnostic, which looks backwards, to more of the predictive and prescriptive that is looking forwards. And instead of answering the what happened and why did it happen questions, it's more focused on the what will happen and what should you do type of questions to maximize your impact in the future. I was also fortunate that it was around this time that data science started to become a distinct entity within companies. And I was actually lucky to be a founding member of one of those teams that was being built out. So really got an opportunity to see right from the start, the early days of how data science has evolved within organizations. And it's really that predictive and prescriptive analytics that has helped to bridge the gap even further and take you from having a data source all the way through to a point of action, and minimizing the requirement for having a human in the loop to inform that decision making. And it's really, that's been the focus of the time, the 4 years at Tesco, has been building out the prescriptive analytics and data products that help to bridge that gap. I'm really fortunate that I've been a part of analytics and data science teams across a number of great companies, but they've all had a slightly different definition of what data science is and how it can add value to the different companies. When I joined Tesco, we had an opportunity to build a data science team, and we've evolved that over the years to really fit the changing needs of what data science and value it can bring at Tesco. At its core, our data science team develops algorithmic product features and platforms that support and automate and optimize decision making across the business. And I think the best definition we've been able to come up with for what a data scientist is that it's someone that can obtain and explore and model data by blending maths and algorithms and a scientific mindset to really drive that support and automation of the decision making. And our team really covers a lot of different technical backgrounds, including maths and machine learning, statistic, operational research, and the broader AI space. And it takes all sorts, so all of these kinds of backgrounds to really build a performing data science team. So as I mentioned earlier, we've built data science out as a centralized function within Tesco, and it's made up of data scientists and machine learning engineers. that are focused on building out these algorithmic product features, part of technology products running across the business, as well as platforms that are ultimately there to support and automate and optimize decision making across the company. So over the last 4 years, we've really grown it from being a very small team based out of one location to being a 50-person team all around the world. We've added locations in our head office in Welwyn Garden City, as well as London, Krakow in Poland, as well as Bengaluru in India. And the way that we operate is as agile product teams, and we're a member of those agile product teams, developing essentially software products and software applications. And the teams are made up of lots of different job families from across the company in technology, including product managers, software engineers, data scientists, analysts, and business partners. And it takes a product team of all of these types to come together to build these successful data products. We really believe that it takes a combination of lots of different types of skills to make a successful data science team. And we've got examples of a variety of different backgrounds in the team, including the sciences, as well as maths and statistics and engineering and computer science and finance. But as a centralized team, working across all of these different parts of the business and technical domains, we're ultimately looking for a wide selection of backgrounds and skill sets, and it's not a case of one size fits all. We do look for data scientists who have a scientific mindset, and they want to work on challenging problems, and also that have a strong foundation in maths and statistics and computer science. But our data scientists typically have a very good understanding of machine learning and algorithms in general, as well as different specializations depending on the area that they might work in. So we have specialists in machine learning and operational research and computer vision, and we put a big focus and emphasis on applied experience. So the value you get from data scientists, we strongly believe, is in getting your developments into production at scale in the hands of users. And so having applied experience of how to work on those problems at scale is really important for us. So without a doubt, implementing data science powered products can have a transformative impact on a business. And we've definitely seen that within Tesco. Take, for example, our online grocery business, which is the largest in the UK. We're actively using decision support and decision automation applications to help our customers to get what they want, when they want it, wherever they want it. And our developments are helping to anticipate customer needs through personalized product recommendations and prioritizing what our colleagues can do to help facilitate that process. This allows us to tailor a seamless experience and a great experience for our customers. One of the key developments that we've worked on was optimizing the picking of billions of products for customers and getting those customers delivered to millions of homes every single year. These developments help us to keep costs down for customers. They increase the availability of delivery slots as well, and they reduce our environmental impact. Optimizing the last mile delivery has saved millions of miles of travel time for our vans, and it's reduced our corresponding CO2 emissions with that. Other areas we've worked on have helped to optimize price reductions within our stores to make sure that we're minimizing the amount of waste within them, as well as developing longer range forecasting, which can help the business to better anticipate what might happen in the future and plan accordingly. So I studied maths and sciences at school, but I also did a lot of music, and I especially enjoyed the more practical side of and technology side of recording and producing music. I actually took music technology at A-level, and you find me most of the time in the recording studio, either mixing or producing the tracks that we were recording. And I really enjoyed that aspect of the work. I really enjoyed building something and spending the time to craft it into a final product. At the time, the final product that we were making was a music track, and I guess you could draw the parallels to the world of data science and ultimately crafting a product that has an algorithmic aspect to it in the same way. Around the question of why physics at university, honestly, I didn't know what I wanted to study at university, but I thought that physics would open up the most opportunities afterwards. I didn't really know what I wanted to do after university either. Again, I really enjoyed the practical aspects of physics and lab work, and being able to spend time within a lab, again, building something, crafting something, and experimenting, which is again similar to the world that I work in now. It was at the end of my my bachelor's, that I decided to then go on and do a master's in operational research and management science at Warwick University. And that really provided the bridge and the foundation for all of the work that I've done since then. The combination of the mathematical and statistical side of physics with the business optional modules that I'd taken during my bachelor's, really, I enjoyed that combination, and that's what led on to my first jobs within industry. So I think programming is at the heart of everything a data scientist does. And so my first piece of advice would really be to focus on developing your coding capability and become the best programmer that you possibly can be. I really believe that programming is going to become a second language, or need to become a second language, for so many people in the future as the world becomes ever more digitized. And we've definitely seen over the last few years that the skill set of our data scientist is moving ever closer to that of a software engineer. And the need to write high quality, scalable code is helping with deploying our applications and driving real value from what we do. I think the second piece of advice I would give is focus on gaining applied experience. Every problem that you can work on and that you overcome, and those challenges that are a part of it, will help enrichen your toolkit for data science. So focus on working on as many problems as you can, and ultimately that will help in the future.